Welcome to our channel. If you're interested in Germany's future, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to stay up to date. In this video, we talk about a recent survey that reveals that more than half of Germans are considering emigrating. Are you one of them? Share your opinion in the comments. We explore the reasons why many people consider leaving the country, such as economic and political conditions. We also discuss popular immigration destinations, such as Switzerland and Austria. If you like the video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends. We want to hear your opinions and experiences, so leave your comments below. What if I told you that the idea of packing your bags and leaving the country forever has crossed the mind of more than half of the population of Germany, one of the world's richest and most stable countries? This may sound like a sensational headline, but behind it lies a far more complex and interesting reality. This isn't a story of mass migration taking place right now, but of a disturbing public mood unfolding in the heart of Europe. So what exactly is happening in Germany? What is driving the citizens of the world's third largest economy, the bearers of the slogan, "Made in Germany," to even think that their homeland is no longer the best place for them? The answer isn't just a passing economic crisis, it's a story of social divisions, political disillusionment, and deep anxiety about the future. In this video, we analyze the numbers behind all the fuss, reveal the real reasons why Germans and immigrants alike are considering leaving, where they're headed, and, most importantly, what this general sentiment means for the future of Germany and Europe. It's not just ordinary citizens who are fed up with rising bills. The frustration has spread to doctors, engineers, and experts, the brains on which the German economy is built. The surprising irony is that even those who raise slogans of patriotism and support right-wing parties are also considering leaving the country. What is going on in Germany that is driving people to such a level of frustration? Let's start with the numbers, which alone are enough to paint the true story. When a recent survey caused a media frenzy, the headline was, "More than half of Germans are considering emigrating." But the truth requires some elaboration. The question posed was hypothetical. Could you imagine emigrating if given the opportunity? The answers were revealing. 31% said, yes, definitely, and 27% said, maybe. This means that the idea itself seems feasible or attractive to more than half of the population, reflecting a general mood of frustration not seen in Germany for decades. This is not a figure for actual migration, but rather an indicator of a latent desire to seek an alternative homeland. This sentiment is widespread among young people seeking opportunities, families struggling with the cost of living, and even retirees worried about their savings. But the real danger these figures reveal is a potential brain drain. Reports indicate that skilled and highly qualified workers are among those most likely to consider leaving. When doctors and engineers begin exploring their options abroad, it raises alarm bells. Studies show that Germans working abroad earn an average of €12,000 more per year than their colleagues in Germany, making money a powerful motivator. But the story goes deeper than just a higher salary. The reasons are intertwined and together constitute a true identity crisis. To understand this troubling mood, we must look beyond the economy. The crisis in Germany is a combination of three main factors: politics, lifestyle, and security concerns. The biggest reason cited by survey participants was politics. About 61% of those considering emigration directly cited government immigration policies as their primary concern. There is a growing sense among a broad segment that demographic changes are occurring too quickly and without planning, raising concerns about identity and social cohesion. This discontent is fueling the rise of the populist right, represented by the Alternative for Germany party. Interestingly, 29% of those who want to leave said the rise of this particular party is what worries them. This reflects a deep polarization tearing society apart. Debates are no longer about policy, but rather identity battles, in which each side feels that the other threatens their values and way of life, leaving many feeling alienated in their own homeland. Of course, the economy plays a major role. 41% cited economic recession and inflation as their motivation. Germany, once known as the locomotive of Europe, is suffering from a slowdown and rising energy costs, which citizens feel directly in their wallets and bills. But the problem runs deeper than inflation. German bureaucracy has become almost legendary for its complexity. Even the simplest procedures, such as registering a car or getting a government appointment, can turn into a nightmare. This daily frustration with red tape is compounded by a high tax burden, which is among the highest in the world. Many feel they work hard and pay high taxes without seeing sufficient compensation in services and infrastructure. When they compare their situation to neighboring countries with lower taxes, it becomes logical to consider leaving. A third, often overlooked, factor is fear of the future. 22% cited the military threat from Russia as a cause of their concern. The war in Ukraine has brought the specter of war back to the continent, and Germany finds itself at the center of tensions. In addition, there is concern about the stability of international alliances. 12% expressed fear that the United States' role as a guarantor of European security will decline. This feeling that Germany may face a volatile world alone contributes to the desire to seek refuges perceived as safer, or at least further from hotspots of tension. So, where do these Germans dream of going? The numbers are pretty clear. The undisputed favorite destination is Switzerland, chosen by 30%. The reasons are obvious: a common language, much higher salaries, lower taxes, and stability. Austria follows, with 23%, for much the same reasons. But the list doesn't stop there. Spain comes in third place with 22%, for those seeking better weather and a more relaxed lifestyle. Canada comes in fourth with 17%, attracting job seekers in a country that welcomes immigrants and boasts stunning natural beauty. These figures represent a potentially huge loss for Germany. Every qualified person who considers leaving is an investment that the country could lose. If this thinking turns into actual emigration, every doctor who leaves could add to the waiting list, and every engineer who leaves could leave a gap in a factory. This potential drain on talent threatens to exacerbate Germany's already suffering labor shortage, potentially creating a vicious cycle. Bad conditions push people to consider leaving, and their potential departure could make conditions even worse. It's important to realize that this frustration isn't limited to native Germans. Many immigrants who came to Germany in search of a better future today find themselves facing the same challenges, or perhaps even greater ones. They, too, are struggling with complex bureaucracy, a housing crisis, and inflation. On top of that, they face an additional challenge. Political polarization and the rise of anti-immigrant rhetoric leave many feeling unwelcome, or scapegoated for the country's problems. Anecdotal reports indicate that a number of immigrants who have settled for years are also considering packing their bags again and looking for a third destination. This parallel phenomenon demonstrates that the problem lies not in the demographics of the population, but rather in the structure of the system and the general atmosphere, which has become repellent to everyone. Ultimately, the story of half of Germans wanting to imagine a life outside their country is a powerful indicator. It's a sign that the social contract in Germany is under tremendous strain. The problem is no longer simply a matter of government policy or a bad economic cycle, but rather a crisis of trust between citizens and their state, and among citizens themselves. The causes, as we have seen, are intertwined: political frustration, social division, economic pressure, a deadly bureaucracy, and fear of an uncertain future. All of these factors create a general feeling that the best days are behind us. This is not a mass exodus, but a silent vote with our feet against the status quo. The question that remains is, can Germany, the locomotive of Europe, address these profound challenges and regain the confidence of its people before this feeling becomes reality? Now, it's your turn. Do you live in Germany and feel these challenges? Or are you considering emigrating and still see it as a country of opportunities? What do you think are the reasons that drive people to consider leaving? Share your opinions and stories with us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more in-depth analyses of the issues shaping our world today.